can't get my arm back to my ribs. Thanks, Rika. Alright, cool. So, crosses, right? And then I have no frames right now. He's controlling my hip in a good way where his elbow is next to my hip, and then on the opposite side, his knee is on my hip. So, like, I have very little mobility without some type of tension that is going to be tough for me. So, I need to address a lot of different things. For one, I definitely need to address the cross face, and then I need to start being able to get my frames inside. So the head frame, depending on where his head is, like if he's really hugging me tight here, it might be hard to get the frame in, but most of the time you're able to at least get to this side. Some people like to grab the key here just so that they can kind of push off the grab. I'm not a big fan of the grab here unless you're going for like a specific technique. But you can get a little bit more leverage into like pushing off your shin and make it more comfortable. But overall, you just at least minimum you need to have those frames. Right? Once I have this frame in, I should be able to turn a little bit so I can get my second frame. If he's real close to me on this side, so switch it a little bit. If he's real close to me on this side, I really have to move a little bit more to be able to get that frame in. But it's really important that I get some type of frame in on the hip and the neck face area, even if he has the good cross face, right? A couple different ways that you could address the cross face. One is if you can get in and get your hand inside, you can comb the hair and peel off the cross face. So then you're kind of in this like, I'm by his ribs now, and he's no longer controlling my head, which is great. Now I can start really moving around. So he's holding, and he's holding kind of tight, and he's being kind of a muscly guy about it. This might be a little bit of a hard fight, but if I can take it here, like touch my face, I can start peeling them off. And then now I can start going with this in my space. So, a few different options depending on what kind of pressure he's giving you. If he is just hunkering down and controlling, right, and he's not following me with his hip, you can bridge and start trying to get the space back on the inside, all the way to your guard. And the nice thing about being in this spot, where the arm is on the far side, if I shrimp, or bridge and shrimp, and I start coming out, I start exposing this arm with my head. And it makes it difficult for him to face. So then, even if I don't have an arm bar, I can at least stretch him out and I get out the guard. That is Franklin, right? I start getting out a little bit, so I get my foot in, and I push him off. And now that he's that side of me, shrimp, and start using my head to keep the arm as a head arm. Super effective way to control their arm. The other option, I can't get the crossface off. A lot of times I like to go to turtle. So for me to go to turtle, I need to be able to roll one way or the other. Since he's controlling the crossface this way, I'm not going to turn it. Like this is just going to be really tough. A lot of people say, you know, don't turn away from your opponent, but this is not turn away from your So away might be the only option. So I can start pushing through, get my arm through, and I can start building up to turn. It's not always an option if they're really, really good at controlling it, or if he's moving along that. But those, if I'm going into him, I need to start trying to regard. If I'm going away from him, turtle goes to die. I think that turtle's a saving grace, because then you can start building that strength. Getting up if you need to, you can go to more offensive options. So this is kind of going to be a boring class, but it's good that we work from this spot, especially working from like real disadvantageous position where I got nothing. I got to work my way up, get into a better spot. I would try to do this whole thing with the arm though, from here. In this spot where his arm is on the other side of your body. So anytime you end up here, even if it's not the same thing, but let's say he's trying to attack my arm or whatever, right? Like if I start getting out, I can still keep. I'm using my head to keep that arm the whole time. Does that make sense? Let's play around with that. Just those two options. So try to get your head free from crossface, and then either getting to turtle or trying to reguard. When you reguard, you're trying to do the thing where your head follows the arm always, and then you kind of get cool. All right. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And practice your crossface where like if you can't make sure that the person can't turn into you, yeah, it sucks. So yeah, make sure that if one person can turn their head, you're not doing the crossface enough. Which should you return to? To trap the arm, you want her, try to get her arm, do the thing where you shave the head. Yeah, now the arm's on that side. It's not even so much of the arm grip at that point, like you can shrink and control. And then as you start moving back, you're using both your arm and your head. So yeah, you're just, like, turn it up. She's a little, so crossface is terrible. Down here. Yep. Is it this hand or is it this hand? That goes inside? Yeah. You're the one by my hip.
Bring over and then touch his arm.
Hair. And then now when you strip out, you get in. Yeah, you're stretching out. It's a good control. Even if you can't get the that shoulder lock arm bar type thing, even if you can't get that, at least you're stretching out. I'm so used to pushing off that hip. Yeah. I'm not used to bringing it up. So.
That's helpful with your rolling Jay.
It's not work. Just put one on my arm.
He'll envelop you.
So.
Let him do it again.
You need longer arms again?
Yeah.
I mean, you can regardless. Don't get me wrong.
I'm fine. I'm just it's something like this.
No, under. Yeah. Press the arm.
Because again, if I have a crossface and you're just unable, like whatever, like let them pull you. Real tight.
Okay.
It's the inside hand that does the palm to the head, comes in there, and then comes there. Yep, like a cool guy. Cool guy. And then shrimp out. Yep.
So you want to do this with? Nah?
Your side control is solid, so it totally makes sense.
This guy can balance himself. Sure. But we're trying to take it off the ground with a simpler release. Just put your hand in his arm.
Yeah, you can shrimp out a little bit and just start
Pushing him away.
Yeah, you see how the arm is kind of like stuck in the arm?
Early movement. Marcella something or another?
Garcia?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Memphis moves when they get in that position somehow, he loosens up that armpit and is pushed through the way.
Yeah, I think he's really good at like the Heisman style push where you like get up onto your side
Yeah, that's it.
and you start coming. Yeah.
Yeah, Heisman, yeah.
Yeah, I,
Woo.
come on, Tommy.
Good game.
How you doing? How you doing?
Good.
Going to the sidelines. Push it forward like this. Keep using that, turn my head down. Remember, I can't turn into you, the face of the.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, that whole arm extension thing is like prime for that one type of arm bar where you lock your shoulder, just come up and they get stuck up here.
Yeah.
Like when you were doing it the other day, and you went to the long reach, I'm like, oh God, I don't do that, because I've got black belt. So when I go reach, he grabs me here, and I'm on the. So, yeah, so it, like, we were working on something yesterday, so, yeah, my scoop, I go. Because I got careful.
Yeah, to have the underhook. Yeah, go for that underhook. Alright. Oh.
So, how we get there?
How dare you?
So when you're internal, so here I'm the bunker, right? And let's say your cross face is too strong, I can't get any inside or whatever. If I need to keep my arm low because if I'm up here, I can't turn this way, right? Because I'm getting in my own way. So like I keep the elbow close to the hip, and then when I start turning over. It's hard to hold on. So as long as you can keep the whatever the same side, your side of the hip side can roll.
Yeah.
The only tip really is to keep your arm kind of inside so you can roll under them.
Okay.
And then try to get up to your hips. And sometimes you get stuck like here, but your hips can switch so that you can start building up height. So yeah, practice going to turtle too. The turtle is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
It will save you in a lot of spots where you're like, I'm really suffocating from the heavy person.
You say don't put your back, but it's alive.
Yeah, I get my back all the time.
You know what I'm saying?
Doesn't it? You know, it catches up with you sometimes. Yeah, it's you know, you don't do it until you have to, kind of thing. Because like some people like if Charlie gets good side control on me, because he's good in side control, like that's a good spot for him. Like I'm like 9 times out of 10, I'm not rolling into him. Like I can't find that space to come forward because he's either attacking my forearm, so I can't come in. I can't go out my arm, or it's just like the pressure this way is too much. Where I can't. I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna go turtle. I can get the turtle with most people.
And then it goes on my back and I think,
Yeah, like a koala.
like the movie watching that by his daughter.
Okay. Real quick thing.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes for reguarding, it works especially well with me because you do have a grip. I don't like to advocate ever like grabbing onto your guy, especially when you're in this position because it's terrible and it doesn't help. Nothing. So this grabbing the person is not a great idea. Keeping them like attached to me is not a great idea. But when I have this frame in and I have this shoulder control, I can either get this type of grip or I can just grab the heel and stuff in. And what this does is I'm basically like anchoring his shoulder down, right? So he can't sit up easily, he can't move around, he can't really attack this way. For me, I can start to walk out with this pin and keeping control of his hip. And now I have more room to come in. And I have the same shoulder position. This does not work all the time. This is a thing where if you're playing that game where I'm trying to push into you and bridge and do all this stuff, and he's stuffing me down, and I'm unable to turn and run away. Sometimes it's easier just to anchor him and then start walking out, either coming into regard or I start walking out so then I can make space and start coming up. But it's just making this shoulder heavy. So then he's stuck here and he can't mobility wise is not very accurate. That makes sense? So the regard there is really good. I don't typically keep spinning out because I feel like I'll get something in the hotel position. So So if you're doing no-gi, you just do a like shoulder plant, and it's the same thing. I walk, 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 and now I have all this space now. Start coming in, and now I still have it on. I have it 10 long. Got it. One, two, three. Yeah, just imagine that you're just locking your shoulder straight to the ground.
Huh? Sleep down.
Well, he gets to do it to you first.
Sweet.
So instead of pushing him away, this shoulder grab up here and just anchor it down to the ground. It almost like it feels like you're helping him with the crossface. Start walking your feet flat back. Walk, 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 walk. Now he would need like come to your hip and feet. Switch it. Yeah, go. Right. It gives you space. And it gives you an option to do kind of different directions. Yeah. The head frame, neck frame. So it's all here. Yeah, that's, I'm just locking that down. And then if it's no-gi,
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing a gable with over the shoulder. Yeah, I do it like that. Yeah, so go back to side control. So, like I said, if you do no-gi, do that.
No,
You
you said
do the same
wait.
concept. You're just basically trying to keep the shoulder like to you and the ground.
Got a lot of
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do your frames. Like, you gotta do your frames because that's just, yeah.
I may slide myself.
Correct. And now you start walking away.
So,
He's trying to walk away and try to give me some.
And you might, yeah, exactly. And then you start, now keep the shoulders good. Now start straightening your body out.
Here.
So you have it tight. And then depending on what he does, like if he doesn't manage the arm, like you can start sliding out. Really helps with like butterfly bar type thing. If you don't want to jump over the foot, but that's another thing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't have to do half of it.
Hey, Mark,
Yep.
real quick.
Yep.
Coming right here. So it's used
So the head side is, so you have no gi grip, you have this
right
here.
here.
Yep.
Going, circle, I think this, that, now we can raise, I want to take this head over here.
When you feel like you have enough room, you get to your hip and start going to regard. Bring your knees back in. There you go. And it's
So
straight.
it never moves on the other side.
Yeah, you never go all the way around.
Okay.
If you get all the
I
way,
thought I was trying to get it over here.
not for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gracias.
Yeah, just pinning that shoulder will really help. And it gives somebody a different look too. Like, not everybody expects this type of defense. They're just like, oh, you're gonna help me push into your crossface? Okay, cool. That sounds great.
Yeah, it was the,
Oh, it's a board.
it's not board.
And the nice thing about it is, like, you can, once you do this a few times, play around with the top person trying to move around. It's hard to move when your shoulder's big.
Yeah, it's not on the map, you would have bottom.
Yeah. So like, if you do again, if you don't want to try to react, just move your body in your spot, and you'll kind of see what.
You can't push the button on.
And then worst case scenario, you're using the arm, you're out of angle.
Yeah.
But you see how like your mobility.
Yeah, right then I feel that.
Yeah.
That inside.
Yeah.
I'd like to teach you how to skate my
Just sharpen up your arm.
What I don't want to do, right? I get that like right at my eyebrows.
They didn't even garnish, they put stuff.
So you don't have to get all the way to full guard. Now start straightening your body out. There you go. Now you're able to put a lot more pressure, and when you stretch them out, you'll have maybe a little bit more room to get. But sometimes it's not about getting the guard, the full guard. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You might be going for half guard, butter half.
Okay.
Butter half is actually one of the most
Butter half, butter face.
one of the more useful positions because you can get to it pretty easily,
Yeah, I can.
and you have off facing off.
Yeah.
So.
Really get better at flicking my leg over on my hooker. And honestly, that's nothing.
Get your last couple in. Love the sound of choking like.
I was talking with my brother this morning, we were talking about that. The arm here for leg stuff, I said, we were playing with some stuff on Friday. We were doing this way. And there's a block. Didn't require really tight lockdown on the knee. Which was nuts. Sort of let him buy you to work. Versus being stuck in the spot for the ankle for
I think after maybe another couple months, the group will be ready for
it didn't matter.
your introductory leg defense, not like perfect leg switch.
Now my buddy at Alliance says, if Bruno catches you, Mark, he says, that's
Ooh.
even amount.
Yeah, it's an honor there.
They're very old school Brazilian.
They don't want to do that.
Not serious about. Versus Dan, I think it's great that way.
I think you gotta minimum learn to do it.
Absolutely.
Minimum you gotta learn.
And once you feel it on, it's going to top. You don't have to try to be a badass.
You build,
Never
you
be a
build
badass.
a culture of safe leg locks, right? Like safe practices where you're not going full.
As a matter of fact, the person that's applying the lock should, once they have it, just let it go. And go to the next.
Yeah.
I call it catching a leak.
Yeah, catch and release. That's
No,
no falling body weight type thing like that. If you follow a few rules, you'll be fine.
But what he said is the old guys were doing, because that goes back to what we do in college. If you go for that, now the guy is kicking you, then you're gonna catch him in the face. So that's why
Well, they should continue.
Boy,
yeah, for self-defense. And some of the old school jiu-jitsu guys,
If you
self-defense first.
If I get into it like a deep ass knee bar or a
Yeah.
really solid like double leg
Never
control,
let-
like they're not kicking shit. You're stuck. Fun stuff. Alright. Now the way.
Coming.
Okay, so I was mentioning the turtle bit before. Again, this arm, like if it's up, it's going to be really difficult for me to turtle because I can't, obviously I can't go through his arm, right? So that's why I like to keep this one real low so that if I decide to go turtle, I'm pushing up here while I'm rolling that way and bridging. So when I come here, I can start hitting my arms. Start building up height. Alright, so we're in turtle. Depending on where my guy is going to dictate what I'm going to do. If he goes around to the front, right, this is what we were working on earlier. Take your wrist. Do the okay. So, Curly has a seatbelt for a turtle, basically, right? He has one over my shoulder, he has one under my arm. So this is a really good seatbelt position for him. If I'm wearing a knee, he can attack the knee. If he's on the turtle, he has a lot of different options in this situation, right? What I'm looking for is this arm, that's under my armpit. So if he does double unders, kind of more like a wrestling style position, this is great for me. I can choose either side. But if he does the seatbelt version, this is just really this side on the built-in. The same drill we were working earlier where we are posting up and then our hip goes this way. We're gonna definitely do that for this sit up. Charlie, don't land on the face.
Okay.
So I'm gonna build a little bit of height first, just like around my back, so that I have a little bit more space. And if he's really crushing me down, I can't get my leg out. Just like close and now it's kind of crushing me. So you build up a little pressure coming into him. I'm posting out, and I don't remove this hand for 5 seconds. I'm pinching my elbow, and then my head is going up and back while my hip goes forward. So up and back. Now, that's one reaction where they will fall over, but sometimes they don't fall over. So up, come back, and he catches himself on his hands, right? His free hands. Catch yourself with your thumb. Yeah. Okay. So here, boom. Some guys will catch here. There's a tremendous amount of femoral pressure here, but it's not controlled enough to get it more. But if you really throw it hard, not only will they smash your face, but you can tweak your upper part of the shoulder. Good in self-defense. Don't do it to our friends. Boom. And then that drag through, I'm coming up. Now we're going to reverse circle. Right? So, just about bombing. Same thing we were doing earlier. I'm building a little bit of height. I need to get my head out, and I need my hips to come out. And the reason I'm throwing my head back is because I need to be able to push his body off to the side. So that's the whole posture thing. Yeah. So I'm pinching here, up. I don't even care if he coats his hands because I'm still out. So he can't do anything with this. And then
You're behind him too.
And the nice thing is, like, if he's expecting it, he's gonna catch himself. If he's not expecting it, don't fall on your face, but fall over him. I'm falling on my face. You fall on your face if you want. Boom. Some people will fall just like this, and they'll maybe like body lock you here. I don't care. I start to keep giving him pressure, start working on the arms, start whatever. I'll just sit here for a while. Like, cause he can't, it's hard for him to do much from here, and I start to try to control my grips until he gives me an opening. So it's one of those two things. They're gonna fall over, or they're gonna catch themselves, but they're gonna be in this type of position. So either way, you can take advantage of that sit up. Just a random tactical note. Do double waist. The nice thing about double waist is, like, I can take one direction, or and then choose whichever one I feel like. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna go this way, and I start giving them that look. And then I can start changing direction. We didn't even sit out, but you know what I mean? Like you can kind of figure out what direction you're gonna go. But I mean, obviously it's gonna be sloppy when you're actually doing it, but practice sit out. Most people are gonna catch themselves. Not a lot of people are gonna fall over. But if they do fall over, just put your weight on them until you find an opening. Turn around. Like that. Cool. You can, if you want to do the side control escape to the position, go ahead. First on top, make sure you go to north south, just for this part of the drill. And then if you want, after a couple times, you can just do it from or you can go from turtle right off the bat. Either way is fine. Go. Where do you want me? Okay.
I always get stuck here. This way?
Yep.
And then I push you over.
So hold on, go back. When you come through, commit to yourself. Boom. Yeah, commit to your hip, and that's why this foot is here, because you can drag yourself back up. Yeah. So go slow. And when you're just into your elbow, you don't need to grab it. Just into your elbow. Boom. No, up. you're staying on your feet. Drop to your hip. Like put your weight all the way to this hip. Boom. Yep. And then now, yeah.
Take your back. That's what that is. It sounds like I would hit my head smash.
Yeah. Because. So what you're doing is like here, and then you were like here.
Yeah.
And then you're trying to stay up on the.
Yeah, and then I ended up.
Yeah, and then you end up getting stuck there. But
Yep.
if I commit to the hip, I can make that. I can switch my hips quicker. Boom. I drop here, and then I can.
Yeah.
Also, the head being up, like really high over here, it makes it hard for them to guillotine you. Yeah, I'm like trying to. I'm trying to keep my head like up, so then when I'm driving you this way, my posture. Boom. Yep. And then, yeah.
That's what I'm doing. Okay.
The more you can get me to almost feel fall on my face, the better. Just pinch your elbow. You don't need to grab those arms. Just pinch your elbow off. So you're right. So you'd be doing it on the right arm. And don't say right. You reach around. Don't reach around. Just bring your elbow. Correct. So you build like put your foot out as far along straight, and then you can use your head through. Drop.
That was what half-ass theater I've seen in my life.
You can let go of that.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah, it's into the wrist or the elbow or the wrist because you're moving around it needs to come around.
But I have to know where I'm at pinch it. That's the hole I have to go to.
Yeah, you go to the side of the hip.
So when Charlie and I he was both on the arms to go to the left.
Correct. Yeah, if you go, this position is good for drilling, but most people do it. Feel like it's drilling.
Well, see, don't feel like that.
Correct. So most people do this control from further left. They'll do it to some- So you usually only have an option to one side. Yep, finish. Up. Kick it around. And then step through. And you can let go of the arm at this point. And you don't even have to push it. You can keep that hand down and you just come up on it. Yeah, the movement of this is really what moves them. Like that will, because it traps their arm, and then you're putting all your posture into them so that will really drop them forward and it gives them back more pressure. So as you're falling, like try to, exaggerate this slide curve that drops your hip as much as you can.
And what I'm thinking from the top is,
Don't fall on your face.
no. Here is anaconda.
Yeah, you can set up the economy, so you do all kinds of stuff.
Well, I mean, that's,
Honestly, you can set up the darts for it too.
well, the darts is,
But you keep the same orientation to your arms, you just end up punching the knock off instead of your right arm.
so the darts are here.
Come on, Kyle. Turn on.
Throw your hips through. Yep.
Almost. Okay, good. Bring that knee. Slide on second base.
Oh. Hang on, stop. Get up.
Once you're out,
Get up.
that's when you can change your direction. And go behind.
Maybe. No, I want to, I think it's posture and I dragged it with me.
Step out.
You want to burn myself?
When I step,
Oh.
now I'm already free. I don't need to keep pushing into you at this point. At this point, I make the decision of, did you fall over? No? Okay. Got it. Because he's an unoptimized line where his arm is here. So you can't come around. The only thing that he maybe can get is easy if I leave my back.
I know I'm doing it wrong.
I'm giving you that pressure. So he has no
Hit.
All right, here you go.
It's the same concept as that shoulder. And so you're going to come out, it's really tight. Don't think of it as like, hey, you can't when you get out, just stop at the point, but drop the hip.
Drive that knee. This knee. Step it through. There it is.
Boom, right there. Now you're at the spot. You're good.
I'm not. Hey, Mark.
Yep.
You give her.
I did it with Mark. Just freaking heavy, babe.
Well, you're whining about up that way.
In this position, I am. Cause trying to sit
This is
up.
not a great option if they are like smushing you down and you can't get. You gotta get height up there.
No, I think I have it, but he's putting all his whole entire weight on.
No, I'm not. I'm sitting on my knees. My entire weight's when I got my knees in the air. You're eating it.
I have eaten it.
This whining. There you go.
You just have to find that opening where they give you enough. Now, again, like, cause so I'm gonna give you a little bit, but you don't have to be technical.
Okay.
Like, this is a good time to do it, because I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a good spot, because you don't have, you need to be able to create a smidge of space so that you can step out and then also get your head out.
The head's really the driver on that.
Yeah.
The head will really.
It's giving you all the leverage to push yourself out.
That on top of the Kimura positioning is what pins their shoulder and gets you out. So get your head on the other side. Yep. Yeah, so if you need to reorient yourself a little bit where you're more this way.
So go ahead and do that while you're in turn.
Yeah.
You feel like.
Yeah, because you gotta be able to get out. Otherwise your head's gonna be on the side.
Yeah, that's really tough.
Yeah.
Okay. So that answers that question you had before.
And I was just explaining that, like, if you're in a turtle, right, you gotta be able to build a little bit of height, right, to be able to get your leg out and step and all that stuff. So some of these people don't have to be here and they're pulling you down and they're like, not at work, there's just a huge size strength discrepancy. It's not necessarily the best time to do it. Like, if I'm here and I'm just chilling and I'm doing my stuff, that's the time to do it. But again, if I'm like real heavy and I'm really trying to take away, you don't have the grips for the armpit. Like, you gotta, this is kind of time that you will die. So some defenses like, he's going for this side, right? And then I decide to like start
I'm
hurting
trying
this
to
way.
figure this out.
What, now that you're strong.
That's all.
So it depends on the person that you're at that way. So any kind of leaning or that kind of stuff, you have to be sure.
So I can go from there. All right, so you went to the side. So I
Yeah.
I mean, the way it is, I can still face here.
You could, but yeah, because you don't have my arm. If you had like, go back to that position. Let's say I left this arm behind.
Cool, thank you.
This arm,
You wanna try?
don't even reach around.
It's not easy. It's a little bit of a fight.
Go back to your turn your arm. Just bring your like open this up and then tighten. Bring your elbow.
Tight.
Or no, don't reach. This is all you do.
So
Right.
now
So you can still get the same effect because if my arm's not there, I'm just reaching around and start. Yeah, I have to come around. So yes, but you can go that way, but again, without the arm, you're gonna get your back pain. Okay. Or choke. One of the two are gonna happen.
Yeah.
But the sit up's great. It's very, very useful. But again, you gotta be able to build a little bit of height. If I'm just like smushed all the way down, my head's pretty forward, I don't have enough room to like get enough base to get my head out and all that.
I need to kick the arm though.
Yeah. But you got a short arm and I got a big one. So let's look at a. Come back. Where can you grab? So from here. Yeah, I would say grab that or the wrist. Go back to that sitting. My bad.
The only thing I'll say is
Here.
you're still when you're coming out, you're still kind of doing the same.
Yeah. Now stop. No, okay, never mind. I thought there was an arm bar there. I thought there was an arm bar there, but there's not.
Is me dropping my body weight?
No, it's not there.
But there's no control.
Because
Yeah.
if you're,
It has to be on the other side. It has to be on the inside of the
There's
picture.
no-
so if you're on body weight, let's say I'm going in this way, and you start pushing back into me,
I think if I hold on.
this is a hard fight. Like I don't want to.
The gear, the wrist.
And that's when you start snatching up on that.
Because for you, I think it's like here. It's hard for you to pinch and I'll lose all that.
one movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a one movement.
We're like right here and all this.
Boom. Yeah, you're dropping all that line.
We
So
workshop.
It's really
Nice.
practicing.
I mean, there's no the other way.
I'm all the way on my
But
head.
I think a Christian and
It's
he's
the
just a
weight
man long.
of my feet dropping to the ground.
He
And
doesn't have weight.
It's not 1, 2, 3.
it's,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
yeah,
It's basically
correct.
simultaneous.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are simultaneous. You need to have the thing, you need to have the thing. Oh, when you have all the ingredients.
1, 2, 3.
Boom.
Hey, can you
Got
say that?
it.
Boom.
Otherwise, you're fighting sitting there, like on. Alright. Oh, you okay?
Yeah.
What you got? Okay, turtle, but you're on the side. So, yeah, so if somebody's in front of you, actually look at that. One other thing, if somebody's up, like, they're on my back, but, they give me access to their legs, you got a couple options in here. If I can reach through and grab his leg, like kind of low ankle, and start getting it where I can start pulling his leg back sideways, I can just start pushing in my control. So you can do some wrestle up type positioning. I don't recommend grabbing the knee and doing the same thing because he still has his foot behind him to where he can kind of base, and that's a lot harder to fight. But if I'm on the inside and he's like super close to me, and I'm able to reach in and grab this and start kind of getting his leg sideways, just push. Now, don't put your head on the outside. Don't get guilty. Watch your neck. Like if we're in that position and I'm doing this whole fight, but like let's say you start wrapping around my neck, like I'm not still trying to push through and get this. I need to come back and rest. This is all the defense of the submission is always putting the air on, right? So I'm here and I can hit my position start coming up and he's not threatening me or there's not an immediate threat. Then it's just me pulling this and pushing through and I can start off facing him. So you're basically just trying to turn your leg this way so that there's no base this way. A little hard to do because a lot of people like to do turtle from like they get up on their toes almost. Or when I do, and they're here. This I'm not close to this. So if they're in this type of thing, don't do that. But you combine the two. So he's really high up on me. He's pushing like this on the toes. He's on the toes. That's when I start going for it. So depending on what they're giving you grab the leg and just push through. That's another good option for north south turtle. Pretty simple. Actually, go ahead. If you want to do that just a couple times, just so you can feel that.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
You can certainly anchor yourself by grabbing behind me until you can decide what you want to do next. In other words, he doesn't have complete control. If I'm in that turtle and I have control of his knee, thigh, that kind of thing, right? Right? Could you just hold on for a second until you figure out what your next move is?
You could, but then you're locking up your hands. Like, go ahead and grab my those like, so like you grab the leg as a like a stalling mechanism, right? Then I can start kicking down on it. Right? A little dangerous, or I start adding more freedom. So there's a little bit of risk when it comes to I would say just right.
Controlling is not me.
No, but I'm in deep shit down in turtle, aren't I? I mean, I feel like
I
I
like turtle personally. If you start running.
Jiu-jitsu wise, it's a great spot. Self-defense wise, it's a lot safer. Everything from that. But I don't know what the
It's more wrestling than jiu-jitsu. I see a lot of wrestlers do that. They suck it in.
yeah. That's basically the concept of the thing with the leg, except it's a little bit more efficient.
It's much more.
But
I agree.
the knee thing sometimes it's tough because they'll like really take it out and then really
Will sprawl.
and really push you out. And now the arms are like here, which I feel is worse. I'd rather be like here where I'm like real tightened up. And then if I start coming here now, I'm exposed to space, and I'm actually. But I'm not saying that then it's not something you can do. I just don't know what the options are there. But yeah, just play around with the grabbing the leg. Top person, just be mindful of your knees. If you start holding too far, don't, tap. So even though it's not,
Do tap.
Yeah, do tap. I feel a lot of pressure if you're not a good knee bending person.
Wait, what am I doing?
I don't know.
You should stop it.
Coach does this, you're like,
I think,
Among bounds and matter.
no, I don't think so. It really just depends
so
on what
here, and then you grab my.
I think I'm more of an over the top guy, just because then I can kind of use it to like lift myself up, but that it doesn't matter. And then you start pushing it. Just try to keep your head in the middle of the chest so you can't wrap your head around.
Let's go back.
But yeah, and then once you're on top, you can let go. Now you're in a much better spot.
Alright, so. You can't even see her way.
Yeah, there you go. Like, I really have to put.
I don't think you're doing anything wrong.
No, it just depends on what they're giving the toe.
People are doing good. Right.
Like you can start. Yes, oh my gosh.
When she does it, it's so compact, I can't see. Like, I can't lift my head up to see your feet. So I definitely have to go to that.
And sometimes you gotta like crawl forward them a little bit, like puppy forward.
Or I can even Ezekiel it. So even if you come in,
I think I sent you Ezekiel, he said it's not from the mouth, right?
Yeah.
It's from the bottom.
see,
Oh, is it the double underhooks?
I think so.
That's Olenek. Alexander Olenek does that. I started practicing with that. I like that. The UFC fighter, the heavyweight, he's caught like 3 or 4 people with that. Bottom mount.
This is that guy, but it's it's that same move.
Yeah. I love that.
He's mounted.
You almost like, oh no, I got my underhooks taken, and then you just grab it. I love that. Sorry, and keep pulling it forward as you push forward.
Oh, you punched me. You punched me in the stomach.
Oh, yeah, sorry. You got a new bar.
I noticed. Okay, this is bad. Don't sit in this. And if you come forward, I'm gonna be here.
But
I'm down.
Now you're doing it for your neck.
now, if you don't have to choke, it's a lot better. Try to finish. But if you have a choke, it's great.
Because I don't, we're down on purpose. I don't know if someone's on top of me, I'm most of the time.
Very seldom. Unless they're in like a wrestling base.
Right.
Most of the time, they
Guillotine, no, they're going for pound or reverse.
Yeah. Or just a positional change or or whatever. They're going for the But the game here is. Go ahead. I was just kind of explaining this. So you're going to move up again. If your leg is here, or the choke lock on the top, right? If I get the back side of the
What did I do?
this is not going to work. So when I go to do this whole pushover thing, I try to come over to the other side of the body, and then I can just I don't give a shit. So it's a little bit of a like guillotine.
Yeah, I think it's there. Oh, you're for
So
it?
like if I have an American,
Do I get it for it?
yeah, so there's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
And especially with
Fell into that.
the off feet on this side.
What's that?
I said I fell into that.
Yeah. You fell into it last time too, you just couldn't see it. I
So
said,
if you get the guillotine,
but
right?
So you got the guillotine, so I've got to go.
Don't freak out, I'm gonna like kind of play.
It depends on what you're doing. So up here,
No, I'll
you're not
cut
doing
it.
these side legs.
Are you kidding? I
I
wanna
don't
have
know where
to,
you wrap it up and go.
I have to listen.
There you go. There you go. Nice.
So, and I got clean through guys. Whereas like if I'm not like this, and I'm like kind of more here and I'm hunkered down and I'm trying to get solutions and stuff, this is when you can reach through and grab more. But try not to let your head go to the outside. When you do that, do the same thing, but keep your head on. Keep your head on. And now you're on the opposite side of the body, not the top. Even if I have a really tight skin, like I can't see it. No, you do. Unless you're just on a bigger back, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to finish from the side. So I'm knowing the pathway that you want to take and walk through it.
That's what there's complexity. I gotta think through it and go the opposite.
Beware the weapons.
The defense is sound, but it's not.
We're always moments away from
To be fair, sometimes don't forget me the sometimes if you can't get to this arm, you can do it on this side, it's just not moving. And I really risk the guillotine here because I'm controlling the arm, but it's not moving my arm. So there's nothing between his arm and my arm except for me. So this becomes a problem. You know what I mean? So if somebody has a seatbelt on you and you can't get the arm back in right arm, you can sit out going the other way, but you're probably not going to do it. That's but you can do it. So this whole strategy is depending on what the person's doing and how they're attacking the person is kind of how I try to see it from that spot. Here on the side,
Yeah, good day.
but so this whole drill of there's like and then from here you grab this leg.
Oh, I meant to grab that one, sorry. I'll grab the other one. So it's that left one, I'll grab it.
If you feel each other, so I just gotta come here. That's kind of the idea. So you use both in tandem, or you do a fake sit out and you start to. You got
What's
options.
next, what's next, what's next, what's next, what's next, what's next?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah, they never end, just got to write down, so that.
Yeah, but this back forward. You got good two options in case you want to.
Sure.
Um,
That chart, this, I do this, I do that. There's a lot of things on that chart.
yeah, and it's honestly it's practicing it and then just getting kind of used to the muscle memory of it. Well, that's a big portion of
Sure.
that.
That's everything.
I think most defenses are like that.
Everything, everything you do, you gotta be muscle. Yeah, you don't have time to think, okay. Didn't show you a couple days ago. No, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So this quick pinch is great, especially the other thing is the seat roll. I guess when I do that for the back roll, from side to like or from turtle side, it's just a pinch of it. It's so powerful. Like it's hard to get people are not able to do that. So getting used to that before the sit out.
Oh, I never want to. What's out is control the wrist.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Unless it's wrestling, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, or if they're trying to strike you, that's a different thing, right? If they're
Yeah,
trying to
well.
knee you in the head, that's stuff like, if you're trying to knee you in the head,
That's
like, I'm doing it, I'm trying to sit out, I'm trying to grab your leg, I'm doing whatever, but if they're like kind of random style up pride, they're like, get down, and they're dropping knees. Oh, Jesus. I feel like I'll make it up. You want that? You can take everything I know. Those knees are good. I can't remember, they call them like skyscraper knees or something.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
That's your top. Fuck.
Oh. Hardly ever move.
Yeah, I like.
Right.
what I want to do. Also, if people get what you do.
Again.
So, like this.
Okay.
Whatever your body is going for, it's completely broken. Once I'm here, grab.
If you can only grab the knee, I don't, it's gonna be hard.
It's here, I'm gonna try with that. This is the one I look for. Use that. Take this piece. No, okay. Y'all are just open that at this time. Joe and Mark, little psycho. Where you going, Mark?
Just like we're doing that.
But yeah, tell them what you're doing.
No, I won't do that tomorrow.
We're going to 0 to 100 and Mark.
Oh, I'm having like.
Way
So you see how just getting the beat is not right? But then you can do the setup. It's perfect for that. Wrong way. Oh, I failed. I like it. It's amazing when they go for that. You go your arm up with that. But then, let's say you take the setup, right? And then you, I'm like, oh no, and I start hunkering down. You can inside and grab my shin. What's inside? You are now outside. Like right now, this is inside. Grab my shin and pull it. I know, pull it towards you. So, pull it inside. Breathing deeper out.
I'm sorry.
No.
It's a weird grip for me.
So again, like if your legs are far, I'm not gonna reach and do it.
Yeah.
Because if I start reaching, that's when you start wrapping. So if I think the thing and you knock it down, and I think your leg, I'm just pulling it here.
You're pulling it that way?
So you see, it's honestly, you could use two hands, but one hand typically, like if I reach really close to the lever of your ankle,
Yeah.
like, stop.
Okay.
I won't pull this out.
No, okay.
So I'm close. You can inside just grab my shins first.
Here.
Yeah.
Or shin here?
And pull it towards me. Worst case scenario, you're gonna end the guard. Best case scenario, you're gonna decide to go.
Okay. Yeah, because I end up there. If I can get out.
Yeah.
Problem is, when they turn on.
It's just because your hands are already on the inside space anyway. Don't reach around and grab the leg. You're reaching through and dragging it towards you.
That's something I was thinking the same time.
Oh, 11:45.
Oh, my size. My size.
Any questions?
Yes.
Yes.
What is the meaning of life?
42. The answer, oh, sorry, the answer to everything like. My uncle was so proud of himself because he got a good like six, 7 linemen yesterday.
Oh, your nephew?
I still don't understand that.
They're trying to confuse you. It doesn't mean anything.
I know, it's not.
It means nothing.
The kids love it, and they think that they're getting away with something by saying, and it's from a rap song, and the guy was just making up lyrics as he went, and he said 6, 7, and every kid was like, ooh, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
And it means nothing. Okay, it may mean something to somebody, but
I looked it up in Urban Dictionary, and it means nothing.
Yeah, it literally means
This is so stupid. Why is this generation's language dumb?
Everybody's language is dumb.
My language is amazing.
It was pretty dumb.
I'll tell you guys amazing language. That is a pack. I was watching a documentary last night on the Wind Talkers.
I was like, what?
The Wind
Oh,
Talkers.
the Wind Talkers.
And they had the entire Japanese decoding team could not for the life of them figure out what the hell they were saying. And they ran it through every possible scenario.
Is it Apache or
compared it to
Navajo?
every language available. And then they captured an Apache, an American, who also spoke Apache. They tortured him to tell him what that meant. He said it doesn't mean anything. Because what they've done is they've gone to school and they had rearranged Apache to mean something different. So it was like, the pregnant turtle flies tonight. He goes, I don't know what that means.
It
I can
means
tell you
nothing.
that's what he said. they had turned it around in such a
Well,
way.
it wasn't a decoder, it was just a patch.
He was a patch, but he never went through the program
Right,
to
right, right.
understand that "ka" means something else if you say it 3 times.
Right.
So it was like, that turtle was flying out of the something. So, it was, that's a demo. That was neat.
Yeah.
I wish I had a better acumen for language. I'm terrible at it. I don't enjoy learning other languages, but I wish I would be more.
You know those Japanese?
I do, but very little. And
Here's that saying.
you know,
Whenever your household spoke Tagalog, you still don't speak it.
I understand it.
Yeah, true. It's weird.
but like my parents are both very, very fluent. My mom knows.
His dad is one of the coolest person I
He's a
have
nice
ever
guy.
had the pleasure of speaking with. I
He's
really
nice.
enjoyed talking to your dad.
He's an interesting fellow.
He is. We were talking about everything from sake making to Chinese cooking line that I can't pronounce. Watches. Oh, that's for Dimitri. You can't say anything about watches if Dimitri's done. That's Russian crazy. It spends like 30 minutes trying to convince me to go back to work. Alright. Which is work.
And have a girlfriend.
Customary.
So it's cheaper to work. I mean,